The Patriots are coming off a big win over the Carolina Panthers, but things don't get any easier against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. How will the Patriots approach this one? Let's break it down.
He's sacked. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Welcome, everybody, to the Patriots at Bills Week 5 preview. It's Deuce and Lazar here to break it down for you. And Ev, let's start with the Buffalo Bills. They're off to another hot start at 4-0. We talked so much about Josh Allen over the years, but now James Cook has really emerged as one of the best backs, and it's become a two-headed monster there in Buffalo.
Absolutely, and they play more from under center than they ever have, and they're right there at the top of the league, I believe, fourth in under center percentage right now. So this team, I think one of the more scary parts about this offense is that they can just get underneath center and run the ball right down your throats, and they have a great offensive line. And Josh Allen, of course, on boots and keepers, things like that. He's a threat with his legs to kind of keep those balls, around the edge there when they do stretch and run outside zone and things like that. So their run game right now, I mean, their pass game is also number one in the league in EPA, but their run game is also number one in the league in EPA. So they are the best offense in football. They score the second most points in the league. Their efficiency metrics are all off the charts. So it's going to be a really tough challenge.
Yeah, and just one turnover for the Bills as well. If you didn't like all those stats, yes, they're crushing it across the board. The question is now, how do the Patriots deal with this? Patriots have been a very heavy nickel defense, lighter box. The phrase I've heard a lot this week is pick your poison. All of a sudden, The Bills are pick your poison. Usually the only poison we were picking was Josh Allen. Now you've got to pick your poison. Do the Patriots try to load up the box and maybe slow down James Cook on early downs and choose to let Josh Allen do what Josh Allen does? Or do the Patriots try to maybe just get after Josh Allen, let James Cook do what he does, and see what happens?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's been something I've gone back and forth with all week because if you play with fire, you might get burned. But at the same time, when you watch this film from the Bills, they're averaging 7 yards after the catch per reception right now. That leads the NFL. And all teams are doing are backing off too high safety shells and soft zone coverages because they're just terrified that Josh Allen's going to rip them apart. So then when they do that, it's James Cook in the running game. It's the short passing game with Khalil Shakir, and they're just adding yards after the catch just at a really high rate. So I look at it and I look at Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis and Milton Williams and Christian Barmore in the interior of the Patriots defensive line. And I wonder if the Patriots just try to go toe to toe with them a little bit and be aggressive and play some man coverage in this game and see if they can create negative plays. That's the biggest thing. You have to get this Bills offense off schedule. You have to get them behind the chains. You have to get them into third and long, and that's extremely difficult to do.
Yeah, we talked to Jack Gibbons this week who said, defense has had some slow starts, but somebody makes a play and then all of a sudden things seem to turn around. Maybe they can get some of those plays earlier in the game. Another thing I just point out is tackling, and the Bills are excellent at breaking tackles, specifically Khalil Shakir. Patriots haven't been a great tackling team, better in recent weeks, but I think that's a big key as well. Let's flip it over to the Bills' defensive side of the ball. Not quite as overwhelming statistically. I mean, I look at 21st in DVOA. They have allowed the fewest passing yards, some of that a function of the teams that they've faced. But overall, I like the direction the Patriots offense is heading in. Bills play a lot of zone. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any overwhelming kind of star players to deal with. They're very good. They're very sound. They do have some injuries. We'll see who plays for them. But overall, I like how the Patriots offense matches up with these guys, and I think they can put some points on the board.
Yeah, I agree. And the one thing that you look at with the Bills is their pass defense has been very sound for a number of years now under Sean McDermott. They do play a lot of zone coverage, but they disguise their coverage extremely well. They have interchangeable safeties. Now it's Bishop and Rapp. It used to be Hyde and Poyer, and they just kind of keep the beat going there with their pass defense. So that pass defense is pretty tough, and it's always been tough, even going back to like the Brady years at the end there against Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. The Bills pass defense had some really good games. Now, with that being said, the other side of it is their run defense is a little bit leaky, and now they're going to get Matt Milano and Ed Oliver back potentially in this game. And when you put those two guys in the middle of the field for them, that changes a lot when you're trying to run the football. But I'll nerd out here for a second. They play a lot of over fronts, okay? So you're going to tilt the front over to the strong side of the formation. You're going to have a defensive tackle shaded into the backside A gap, but the open gap is the B gap on the backside of the formation. There's a bubble open there. And if you can isolate the weak side end and the weak side linebacker, then you can run the ball right at that B gap and have success there. And the Patriots in the past and Josh McDaniels, normally it's with the fullback. They haven't done quite as much fullback stuff this year, but whether it's pulling guys, from the strong side of the formation or it's using the fullback, if you can run weak on the Bills defense, you can find success running the football there. So that's one thing that I look at with this Bills defense is they kind of do what they do, and they don't really change their fronts up all that much on first and second down. So they should know what they're going to get.
Yeah, this Bills defense allowing the highest explosive run rate in the NFL. Might this be the Travion Henderson breakout game we're kind of been waiting for? He's got that explosive ability. Haven't quite seen it come to fruition yet in the regular season. Last thing I want to talk about is just this game for the Patriots. It's been a while. They're going on national TV. They played the Bills closer in the last couple of years. They went up there last year with Drake May, got some experience being, playing in that hostile environment, raced out to a 14-0 lead, weren't able to hold on to it. Turnovers, of course, played a role in that game. I don't think there's any question the Patriots have to play a clean game, to stay in this one and maintain, scoring back and forth with Josh Allen. But just a huge game, I think, for this Patriots team under Mike Vrabel. And Mike Vrabel said something earlier in the week that stood out to me. Hopefully this is a game that our identity can come out a little bit. Vrabel's got a history of being able to get his teams ready to play as underdogs. It just seems like a great opportunity for this Patriots team. To me, go out, let it rip, see what happens, and maybe pull off the upset.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Vrabel's record in terms of being the underdog, and he's very, very good in that spot in Tennessee. Probably one of the best in the league in terms of wins and losses as an underdog in Tennessee. So that's good for the Patriots in terms of them getting that rah-rah speech from the coach that maybe can get them going. The coaching advantage in this game, like the Patriots have some good coaches now, and Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, like I said, extremely familiar with Sean McDermott's defense and what they do there in Buffalo. And the last thing I would just say, going back to Vrabel's playing days, like, can they have a 2001 Rams regular season performance where they don't necessarily win the game, but they hang with Buffalo for 4 quarters and kind of prove that they belong on the same field as a team like the Bills, and they really truly go toe-to-toe with the Bills and stand in the middle of the ring? That can in itself, and I know we hate the moral victories, but like that can galvanize the group, and that can keep the momentum from the Carolina game going into the New Orleans game in a softer spot of your schedule where you have New Orleans, Tennessee, Cleveland, even Atlanta. And if you start to have that momentum, then maybe they can start to string some wins together here once they get out of Buffalo.
Yeah, it's the start of a 3-game road trip too. Should tell us a lot about this Patriots team and where they're headed, but in the meantime, a huge one, national television, Sunday night. Tune into the Patriots pregame show, which will start at 7 p.m. Kickoff scheduled for just after that at 8:15. We'll see you then. It should be a good one.